Good evening and welcome to Blue Dream Love and Wellness. I am honored to come to you today to work on what everybody should actually be working on. If this will let me switch it over. There we go, to body work. A lot of people take this in a different way than what it's meant. Now, Dr. Brad talks about body work extensively because even though we're going in and we are removing the trapped emotions that are locked within the body, within the tissue, within the glands, within the organs, within the cells, even if we're removing the energies and we're taking away the toxins and the pathogens and all the misalignments, there is still more underneath that we can do to actually aid our bodies. So I thought tonight we would just talk about some of these things that aid our body. But the first thing I did was pull a little card, and it's from the Native American. And what it came up to be is the wounded healer. How pathetic is that for tonight? So what this means is healing energy, vitality, and life force energy are flowing through you and to you. So you are a healer of your own body, even if you think you are not. You are. You're the main one that needs to know and understand your energies and allow yourself to resolve them instead of expecting others that have only nothing against Western medicine, but it's only against a certain body, not every single body. And we know our bodies best. And if we don't, we should, and we should learn how to work with the energies in our body. So when you're working with wounded healer, what you want to do, and I know this sounds kind of harsh, but you want to write down all your words or challenges. Some people don't like to journal, they don't like to do this. That is totally up to you. I'm not telling you what you have to do, man. Write down what came out of your wounds or your challenges, because we all have wounds and challenges and traumas throughout our life, and we have them constantly because life is a broad road. It's not tiny. We have big holes that we fall in, and we do so all the time. So again, remember that you are the healer and you can be healed, and so be it. So when you're looking at these wounds and these traumas, what lesson did you learn from them? Did you learn any lesson? Have you stepped out and looked in at that lesson and thought, wait a minute, I can manipulate my energy to allow me to be my healer inside? So tonight we're just going to talk about a few techniques in which you work with your body, because it talks about any therapeutic or personal development techniques that involve actually working with your body as a whole. And we can do that in many ways. These are just a few. The first one that comes up, because my husband and I do this all the time. We go to the chiropractor. I don't know what you all feel about chiropractors, but it is a form of alternative medicine that they actually work with the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of the medical disorder that's going on within the musculoskeletal system. And when they manipulate, it involves actual manual therapy, pressure, and it can pop ligaments, tendons. A lot of people don't like to go to chiropractics. They don't like the pain. For me, I don't go often. I go about every 2 weeks. And Within 2 days, I am so sore I can hardly move, but I know that is the energy that was trapped, that was stagnant, that needed to move. And so therefore, we need to stay hydrated and exercise. Remember that when you are starting a new treatment plan, some people think, boom, one session, I'm cured, I'm healed, woo! Doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. You need to have adjustments 2 to 3 times. And once your brain connects to your spine, it will be able to be elongated. So you're thinking, what does she mean by there's 7 areas where postural changes form a joint misalignment? Well, you got to think about the back of your neck back here, right? We've all had neck pain. What about down here at our clavicle, shoulder pain, elbow pain, rib pain? What about hip pain, knee pain? What about foot pain? What about our hands? There's so many areas at which that chiropractor can just grab and snap and pop, and it's right back in alignment. This is our wonderful chiropractor, Dr. Chris Riddle. We love him to death. We've been working with him for 13 years. This is his wife, April. We've watched their 2 little ones grow up. If you're ever in this area, he is a really excellent person to work with. Some chiropractors now are actually including electrical stim and massage in with their appointments, and that is a good thing to have on hand if that's what you're doing, because it will help you to be able to release the toxins even better. So there's several different types of massage therapies out there, as everybody knows. Massage therapy can be a very important health maintenance role within your body, within your movement, that improves your joint modality. And as we move and as we get older, we kind of need that help, but it also helps reduce our lymphatic drainage. So we can go in and run our neurovascular points where we go up the middle. And if you want to talk more about that, we can talk about that. And we can actually manipulate areas to drain our neurolymphatic, our neurolymphatics. One of the ways right here, and a lot of people are really sore. You just come straight down. You can feel when you go up, that rotator right there, that can get really stagnant and clogged with energy. And if you just go in and push that out, that will help you drain. But I can show you other ways if you're interested in learning how to reduce the lymphatic flow or increase it. Sorry, wax off. When they need the muscles, it loosens and allows it to stretch while enabling the increase of range of motion. And that's what it's all about, is to get that range of motion, therefore reducing the pain and faster recovery. Check out what kind of massage you're going to have. There are so many. There's hot stone massage that works really nice. That's one of the things that I do, and neurovascular massage. But there's some pretty harsh massages out there that can leave you in a debilitated state. So as I said, please make sure that that's one that you want to do. For general tune-ups for people, they schedule a massage every 4 to 6 weeks. If you have a chronic condition, you can go even more often. But if you do have a chronic condition, they need to be aware of that chronic condition. I went once to just have my lower back worked on before I had surgery, and I couldn't move for 3 days. Could not move. My husband had to take 3 days off and help feed me and move me. It was insane. So please, please, please be careful. Hydrate. When we do have massages, remember there are negative excess toxins that can cause us pain. But there's also, when we are getting massaged, there are positive endorphins that are being released within our body. And it actually helps to manage the pain, even though massage can be painful. But that's a good kind at times. If it's not too painful, if you can't breathe through it, they need to back off a little bit. Many people like to do late afternoon massages because it gives them a boost of energy at night. A lot of people don't like that. They go after work, after chow, and have their massage where they can just go to sleep. So it all depends on if it boosts or if it lowers your temperature. Remember, if you are going to have this done and you get pain, that's the lactic acid coming out of your muscles from all those pent-up toxins. So if you want to take a hot Epsom salt bath, add a little lavender, add a little rose petal, and just soak for 20 minutes, but make sure again that you're hydrating very well, because you get dehydrated not only from the toxins being released, but also from the bath. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of cranial sacral therapy. Have y'all ever had this? I know you've both had massages. Have you ever heard of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It actually relieves tension in the central nervous system, and it promotes a feeling of well-being by eliminating pain and boosting health and immunity. Have you ever just felt your head and you've got sore points on your head? You know, have you ever just felt your cranium? You should. You'd be surprised. When these therapists get in there, and I can actually teach you some ways to do it yourself, and we'll be trying some, craniosacral therapy can actually bring a immediate relief of accumulated stress, and it can bring on a very profound calmness and relaxation. And some people are very aware of their body, and they can identify with other areas in their body that are held with tension. So one of the things I want to teach you is, I don't know if I've showed you a cranial pull before, a crown pull. Have I taught you that? Okay, so what I want you to do is to rub your hands together and shake them off, because you want that energy off your fingers. Now start right here at your cranium, right in the center. Push in, breathe in, pull out, and shake it off. And then come a little bit farther back. Make sure you're breathing. You gotta breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Go all the way back on your cranium, all the way back. Even back here to the very back of your head. My noise appreciates this. And you can come back to the back of your neck. Remember, hold on and breathe in, breathe out, pull it out, shake it off. And when I do my shoulders, I always like to cross my arms. And when I push in on my trapeziuses, they're always sore because I carry my tension up there. So I make sure I squeeze hard, I pinch, and I shake it off. Now you can do this on the inside part also, but can you feel the tension release from your head when you do that? Does that not feel good? So another thing you can do, and I learned this from Donna Eden, and she said to always make sure you're sitting down, is to rub your hands again, shake them off. And this, well, just a minute, let me get there. I'm jumping ahead. So let's get back to the cranial therapy. When you go in to your scalp and just massage on different points of your scalp, you can feel little bumps and you can feel areas of pain. That is stagnant energy within your cranium, and that needs to move out. So Do you see here where your cranium, where your suture lines are on your skull? Our skull is not one whole piece, right? It is several bones. So they're fibrous tissue bands that connect the bones to the skeleton. Well, I can talk tonight. The sutures or anatomical lines are where the bony plates of the skull join together easily. You can feel them on newborn infants, right? Especially at the top of the brain. So diseases and or other conditions that cause an abnormal increase in the pressure within the head can cause these sutures to widen, and they can get separated, and it can cause pressure within the cranium, which can cause disease. So when we change the frequency or our body with positive flow or energies that ripple across our systems, we can change and remove some of that negative flow. This is where we'd rub our hands, shake them off. And you want to put your hand on your heart chakra and place the heel of your hand right above your eyebrow. And your heart chakra is right in the center. And you want to make sure your fingers are touching that crown chakra, right? And you want to breathe in and breathe out. And you want to do it all the way around. Breathe in, breathe out. Donna has had people pass out because their energy, and then switch hands when you're coming around the other side, because their energy was so tight and so swollen in here that their energy is really, ooh, and there goes mine right there. I've had a headache over that all day. I should have done this earlier. Ooh, that feels good. And then you can come back and you can shake your hands off again. And then you can come in here with the okay sign like this and place that thumb on your temples and just allow your fingers to go across the neurovascular right here, these points, and just breathe into that. And that will balance it down the rest of the way. It will allow your limbic system to calm down and relax. And you can do that any time of the day, no matter what. Our limbic system gets locked into flight, fight, and freeze all the time. So when we balance that limbic system, our frontal brain has a better chance to function properly. Now, our acupuncture points. The acupuncture points that you're seeing on here are all to do with your gallbladder. Now, we have points from our toes all the way up to the tip of our head. That's why I'm always talking about running our meridians and how important it is to learn how to work with your energy and learn how to work with your acupressure points. So with acupressure, you yourself can put pressure on certain places within your body. And these are called acupoints. Pressing on these can help your muscles actually release, relax, and open the blood flow. And it can actually help with many side effects of different types of things like chemotherapy, headache, pain, nausea. There's just so much history that goes along with this that there's no going back on it. I mean, the research is just amazing. It appears to suggest that there really are not any adverse reactions with acupressure or acupuncture. A lot of people don't like acupuncture because they don't like that needle within their body. Some people think it feels really squirrely to have those needles embedded. I've had up to 60 on me at times, and it doesn't. Sometimes it hurts, but that's where the energy needs to flow. That's where it's stagnant. So we know that acupuncture pressure has been around since ancient times. And we know from ancient times how healing it is. We all know that it stimulates the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, and our hormonal systems, which then cause that ripple effect across our whole body, which allows it to heal as one. That's why we keep saying that you have the ability to learn to work with your own energies and allow yourself to heal. We can also teach you how to relieve the stress in your body, the anxiety, to improve your sleep, which we all need, relaxing your muscles and your joints, regulate your digestive systems. Wouldn't that be cool if you had an upset stomach and you just had to push on a pressure point and your stomach calmed down? You don't have to take anything. What if you were having trouble digesting a meal and all you had to do was do a little tapping and you were able to digest your meal a little bit better? What if you had some pain in your back and all you had to do was think of that pain and do a little bit of tapping and a little bit of breathing and it dissipates? Wouldn't that be better than taking a pill or doing something even more heavier than that? I would think. We also know that acupressure stimulates pathways in our body because we need that stimulation within our body to send it forward, to send that ripple effect. It can be performed on so many trigger points, and we have many trigger points within our body, and it's amazing. Places we don't even think about, that is actually a point that you can touch that opens that channel up and it just frees it. The pathways of the energy of the meridians, as we know, flow up and down. And we know that we can decrease pain, we can increase recovery, we can, there's just so many beautiful things we can do. We can also run our gates, as I've said, and I know it's painful, but you want to run them this way, down the toes and get them out of our hands, twist them off at the end, get that energy flowing off you. Don't let it stay stuck in your body. It's just going to bog you down and bring you down. So does anybody have pressure to talk about acupressure, acupuncture? We actually go to, for our acupuncture, we go to Alyssa Miller in Bedford at Bedford Acupuncture. Now, some people, that would be me, hold individual points for even longer during the day, because if you have stagnant energy that has been stagnant for a long time, it's harder to get those energies to shake loose, calm down, and flow correctly. So we have to hold those longer, and we have to do it more than one time a day. It doesn't take that long. We can be sitting there and we can talk with our mouth, we can do other things, but we can shake up our energy and hold points very easily, even while we're watching TV, while we're rapping with somebody, whatever. They don't need to be knowing what we're doing. We can, instead of sitting here tapping, trying to calm ourselves down because we're anxious in a situation, we can just sit here and hold it and put it on our lap, and nobody would know that we're holding a point because their behavior is causing us to be anxious, and it will calm it down. There's just so many things we can do. So it's up to you to reach out to want to learn, because that's what we're here for, is to teach you. So this word, shasitsu, and I didn't say it right again. I looked it up about a dozen times and listened to it to say it right.
Shiatsu.
Shiatsu. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It was in Necessary Roughness.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Boy, does this practice seem to cause pain. It is an ancient practice that utilizes a traditional Chinese medicine to apply manual pressure on specific body parts. It goes a little deeper than just chakra points and meridian points. It does, various techniques do the same things, and it does improve overall health. It is generally safe, but there are certain circumstances where you should not have it done, like if you're pregnant. And it may not be called for people with chronic health conditions. It does use whoever's doing the massage on you, their fingers, their elbows, their feet, their knees, and they bend you in all kinds of directions, and they press along the actual nerve pathways that allow, you know, how our meridians run. Well, our bloodlines run right down it. All those, these can really be painful. It can take your breath away. It can make you scream out. It's painful. But they say that the benefit outweighs the discomfort. But when I was watching videos of it being done, I don't think that's for me. I don't know about y'all, but that's not for me. They say it is normal to feel sore, and I bet you are sore after the massage. Hoorah to you that can withstand that. After stimulating muscles that you may not usually use, you may experience delayed onset of muscle soreness. So again, that hot bath, if you need to, rub down with copaiba if it muscle tests for you, or lavender or Roman chamomile, frankincense. There's so many good oils, even different spruce types, pine needle type oils will help with pain with the terpenes. So if you're not accustomed to this type of massage, you need to be prepared for what it's going to bring you afterwards, and make sure you're set up at home and you are comfortable. Now, Rolfing can be even, it's very, it can be painful. It is a type of therapy that involves manipulation in a different way of the body's connective tissue, and it may help alleviate both muscular and psychological tension to realign and restore balance of the body. They really get in there and manipulate the body to allow the trauma to come to the surface and come out. You can be quite sore from this. I've heard some really good techniques. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep my breath. They say it can leave you feeling looser and more relaxed for some time after you've done it several times. On the other hand, it does focus on realignment. Like if you have some serious integration that you need done on the whole structure of your body, and you need your bones and your muscles to work together as one, the goal is to create lifelong lasting techniques with Rolfing, and you need to find a specialist that's really good at it. This again, you've got to breathe. It's very, for me, it was really difficult to breathe, because it does work deep into the tension. Sometimes they use different things to help them get into there. And Rolfing, the organization itself says that it should not hurt or cause pain with pre-existing conditions. Should not. but that doesn't mean that it won't. I'm always cautious with everything. We'll see here in a minute. Rolfing is used by many professional athletes to reduce scar tissue. Because when they get in there and they manipulate that, they bring that and break that up. That's how deep they get into their techniques. So be ready to do some breathing. They do increase your range of motion by how they manipulate the muscle and the bone together to help you avoid any future injuries. And they give you it's a workout. It can help survivors of emotional and physical trauma. And there are actually 10 steps. And unless you're going through the program, they really don't like you to talk about the 10 steps. So we'll just leave it there. Have y'all ever had Rolfing before? I did not enjoy it. No, 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 no. Now, reflexology. This is one I can get behind. This is one of the very first things I learned was reflexology. My grandfather gave me a book that he used to use for about 60 years. But reflexology is a type of therapy that uses gentle pressure on specific points along your feet and your hands and your ears to help you feel better. So this is just some of the points that we can utilize on our feet. Now, remember, if you're doing this, if you're going to do reflexology, don't do it on dry skin. That makes it very sore. Use some type of lotion or a therapeutic oil like lavender. It depends on what you're doing it for, what you're going to work on. Now, if you're working here on the outside of your foot down from your big toe, I want you to be careful. Those are your spleen points, and they can also cause you to have some heavy emotions, some heavy pain. Here in your archways can be very sore. Back here in the bottom of your heels where the blue is, this is where you would place a stone like this, or maybe one that's a little thicker than this. And even if, I don't know if I could tolerate this, I did it the first day, one of these. I did it the first few days, but my heel got too sore. This area down here is where you release shock that is stored within the body. So this shock, every time you apply that pressure, make sure you're breathing in and breathing out. And your body will shudder, it will shake. You may cry, you may laugh, you may scream, you may not feel anything at all, but it will release stage after stage after stage of grief and shock out of your body. And it really does help your body to learn how to know the energies of your foot. Now, there are several really good reflexology books out there, because sometimes when you push and pull on certain points, like on your heart point, that can also cause you to pass out. So you have to be careful how you're massaging. I'm not trying to scare you and tell you not to massage your feet, but you still need to learn how the energies in your feet work. Did that switch? I didn't realize it was on this mode. Okay. Sorry. Also the hands. The hands we can get to easier because our feet are covered. But when we're dealing with our fingers, once we have massaged all the way to the end, take it from here, spin it and shake that negative energy off. So if any negative energy is coming down your arm from the massaging that you just did on your hand, it will be able to fly off and not get stagnant in your hands and get locked in an organ or a joint. Therapeutic rubbing of massage can stimulate our circulation, and we need to stimulate the fluids through our feet and our body to help promote optimal health and wellness. We have that ability right here in our hands, and we need to utilize it. Again, don't just do it on dry skin. Get lotion and essential oils. You work all day and you stimulate your hands all day, and you come home and your shiznit's all swollen up, right? Get in there, man. Get those gates, get that, and ooh, mine are a little sore. Get that energy out of there. Don't allow it to stay in your hands. If you have to ice that area to stimulate that circulation, get it out. Don't let it stay in, because that blocks that lymphatic system and doesn't allow it to flow as well as it could. We can do so many beautiful things for ourselves. If you want to learn more about that, let me know. We can talk deeper. The next thing, I know y'all hear me all the time about pulling your ears. And I was going to show the picture of the ear upside down, because when you roll the ear upside down, it does look like a fetus. But look, here's all, and it tells you all the places that you can massage and actually make it different. So in Chinese medicine, the ear represents the microsystem of that human body. So this means that certain spots on the ear correlate with certain spots in the body. And these points can be corresponding to your body parts to help you heal. So once again, applying essential oil can enhance the reflexology experiments. These aromas can heal and transform and cause relaxation. There's so many essential oils for the human derma system. Make sure you always muscle test. How do I do that? You take, my oils are over there. You would take, like, this is an essential oil. You would place it to your sternum, tuck those arms in. You can slide up a little bit in your chair, feet planted on the deck, and just ask, make sure you ask, is this you? Make sure you're centered where you should be, and ask, is this essential oil good for my system at this time? Is it good for, say you're rubbing it on to get some digestion? Is this good for digestion? Nah, man, it's not. But you get out some eucalyptus or some, garlic oil, that'll help. Tea tree oil will help. Thieves will help. There's so many excellent oils out there, but you've got to make sure you're muscle testing and you're just not blatantly using something that could calm and actually cause you harm. I can't say that enough, because if you go outside with an essential oil on your skin, slathered on your skin, you will burn. It will burn your skin. Just be careful. Please be careful. If you have questions, don't hesitate. Now, so many times we don't bother asking our subconscious if we would benefit from doing any of the above, right? We just, doggone it, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm gonna do. And what if your body didn't like that? What if that's something that my body didn't agree with and it actually caused me to get sick? So even though we're talking about body works, remember there's so much more. I work 16 different modalities, and people always, how do you know which one to utilize? Because I ask. I ask the divine. He knows the source. He knows what I'm doing, and he guides me. So are you proficient in each one? Well, yes, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do them. But what if I didn't ask if it would benefit you from doing this, this, or this, and I just did it anyway? Is that going to benefit you? No, we have to ask what benefits you, your subconscious, your uniqueness, your beautifulness. So when you're doing any kind of work, you just kind of ground yourself into yourself and just ask if my subconscious would benefit from. Would it benefit from doing yoga? Would it benefit from lifting weights? Would it benefit from one of these experiences we've talked about? Would it benefit from just eating salad? Would it benefit from just taking essential oils? Or would it benefit from herbs? Would it benefit from what? What does your body need? And what is your body blocking that it's not allowing you to get to what your soul needs? You can even ask, what is my soul desire, want for my body? So ask yourself, what would your subconscious benefit from doing? Have you ever stopped to think about asking your subconscious that? Dave, have you? You have? If we become more aligned with asking ourselves, we would be more aligned with what we do, because our subconscious knows better than what we do, because many times our flesh is what allows us to do the things we do. And then we go, we shouldn't have done that. But when we thought about doing it in the first place, did you feel at peace with it? Did you feel honorable about it? Or did it kind of make you, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't? And you went ahead and anyway, and you shouldn't have. So if we just ask ourselves first and get our head out of the way and let him answer, we will come up with another answer entirely that's one that's from our soul. I'll stop because you know me. I'll go. Okay. So allow the subconscious wisdom that's right inside of you, that divine higher intelligence. You have it. It's there for you to take at any given time. Allow it to communicate with you. Allow that third eye to open. Just hook up here and just bring it up. Bring it up and allow it to open, because you deserve so much more. And in doing so, in communicating to your body, so it is such an efficient recovery portion or process, because not only are we balancing the emotions, not only are we balancing the bones, the muscles, the tissues, the cells, the DNA, the chromosomes, everything. Not only are we learning how to touch and manipulate and move our energy, but when we learn about all of it together and adding the nutrition part and talking about exercising and all the beautiful things that we can do for our own body, Lord have mercy, there's no stopping us. There's just not. Now, I know, because I'm human and flesh also, that we get stopped in a heartbeat by a trauma, something coming at us we didn't expect, or 50 things coming at us at one time. And boom, we're done. Well, get back alive, get back on the step, get to doing it. Use your common sense, because we get so out of ourselves. We're so involved with the moment that we don't step back and go, this is too much. I need to go into myself and bring me back, because we are the important part. We are the ones that we're looking out for, even though we're looking out for everybody else. If we don't take care of us and we're pouring from a cup that's not full, we're not going to be able to do it. When we start journeys like this, do it in moderation. People get so excited because there's so many parts to natural healing and wellness and Reiki and all the beautiful things that it encompasses within our body, that they don't focus on one thing. Focus and master one thing and then go. There's so much beauty out there. Here I am at 63 getting my master's. Wouldn't think of that. But once again, when you start this, your doctors are going to balk at you a little bit. And nothing against Western medicine in any way, shape, or form. But if you have something that is prolonged, that is not performing at its best, you need to contact a doctor. I am not a physician. I do not prescribe. We're not here for that. We're here for your education and to teach you how to work with your energies and to work with your emotional journey. And we want to help you to be able to face your journey in a new way that you know positively that you can achieve it. No matter what you set your mind to, you can and will achieve it. Because where your energy flows, that's where it's going to go. So if you're stuck back here in the past saying, oh, only if, it's not going to work. You can't think too far in the future, even though you can manifest and know what you want, know where you're going. Okay, cool. How are we going to get there? If it's a health problem, there's so many steps. There's so many ways that we can put abundance into your life, but you have to want it enough to seek it, to change your energy to seek it. So I'll stop at that too. Thank you. I hope you learned something about different areas or different things for your body. There's so many more things that we could have talked about, but we would have been here a long time. There's so many new type of age techniques and modalities coming out. And so even more in the next 10 years will be coming forth. So watch on the horizon, but ask if your subconscious is clear with it, if it's what you need, not what somebody else needs. Your uniqueness may not need it at all. And if you're having trouble muscle testing, hit me up. I'll be glad. I am honored to teach you how I do mentorship and coaching, and that's what I'm here for. So thank you for your attendance, and God bless you, and may you have a good night.